Hello, I'm Daljit Dhaliwal in Washington. Welcome. The main story is brought to you by Al Jazeera. At least 113 people are dead in Pakistan after the worst flash flooding since 1929. The army has been called in to help in the hardest hit areas of Swat and Malakand. More than 400,000 people are homeless. Pakistan was already mourning the deaths of 152 people in a plane crash on Wednesday. The U.S. Defense Secretary Robert Gates says that the leak of some 91,000 secret U.S. war files could have severe consequences for U.S. troops and their allies in Afghanistan. Gates told reporters that the military was reviewing its rules for safeguarding classified information. He's asked the FBI to assist in a criminal investigation. Arizona's immigration enforcement law has gone into effect, but without its most disputed provisions. Those parts aimed at illegal immigrants were temporarily blocked by a U.S. court on Wednesday. Arizona's governor, meanwhile, has vowed to appeal the ruling, heralding a long legal fight that could reach the Supreme Court. The law would have required police making arrests or traffic stops to check the immigration status of anyone they suspect is in the country illegally. Rob Reynolds reports on the protests against the law.
Largely, I would say, a fairly calm demonstration. 83 people were arrested, but there was no notable violence. The arrests that I observed personally were pretty calm. The police would come up to these protesters who had made it clear that they wanted to be arrested by standing in the middle of the street in a kind of symbolic protest.
The Union of South American Nations, also known as UNASUR, has kicked off its annual meeting in the Ecuadorian capital, and topping the agenda is the ongoing conflict between Colombia and Venezuela. Caracas broke diplomatic ties with Bogotá a week ago after being accused of harboring leftist armed rebels in its territory. Colombia has presented evidence it says proves FARC rebels are operating within Venezuela. Jurors in the U.S. are currently debating the fate of former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich. He has pleaded not guilty to 24 counts of fraud, bribery, extortion and conspiracy, among other charges. Blagojevich is best known for trying to sell President Obama's former Senate seat for personal gain. If convicted, he could face up to 415 years in prison and a $6 million fine. And those are the top stories, but don't forget you can keep up to date with all of the news all of the time on our website, and you can find that by logging on to aljazeera.net/English.